Good day time, my fuzzies, and welcome to a quick review of Poppy's Playtime. As usual for this review, I usually do a 1 to 5 scoring system. Mike is back. I'm back, right? Yeah, the bar is going up and up and up into yellow. 1 to 5 scoring system. 1, 0, 1 being that whatever concept it was trying to get, I feel like it failed miserably at and did not succeed at all. 3 being the basic bar of whatever it was trying to go for, it hit it. It wasn't offensive. It wasn't overly good. It just hit what it was going for. And then 5 being that it took whatever concept it was going for and really went far with it to an impressive degree that really blew my mind to the extreme. So, as always, let's start with the story of this. So the story starts out pretty simple, and is pretty simple. You get a letter saying, hey, come back to your ex-coworker, an ex-employee of Playtime Co., which is interesting because I don't think they ever say what we really are. My girlfriend Melanie is here as well. Like, what role we had with the company. So we don't really know what our character knows about how deep it was. But we're important enough to be brought back into it.
I don't know. It's, Yeah, I wonder what our job was at Poppy Playtime.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be told that.
Yeah.
Because we're known enough to be brought back, but we weren't known by... I don't think Mommy Longlegs makes any reference in chapter... Anyway, chapter 2. I'm talking about chapter 2. We're on... This is chapter 1 of Poppy's Playtime. So... That's the main premise. We come back, and as we explore, you see... As you're going into it, you get chased by Huggy Wuggy. You find the room and case that hides Poppy, which you wanted to go for, and were led to come into for, and then it ends. That's the base story. But behind that, you get some more story of, what is it, the guys in the warehouse, like Security Beach. Maybe. Again, I feel, we'll have to see how the other ones go. But this really, Poppy's Playtime does stand on its own, so I hate to compare it to other things, because it's really good on its own. So we have the workers who are talking about finding boxes for the orphans. So the orphans are very much a part of it, we learn in this. There's a girl who's interviewing, who is really passionate about being a kid, living forever and whatnot. And then we have at the end, which unfortunately I couldn't really hear it. I'm sure you guys could, but we didn't have the subtitles either because I defaulted stuff. Them talking about an experiment that comes into it later. So overall for story is interesting. I can't wait to see how it goes. From here, it's intriguing me to go further because I do want to see what happens next. So I'm going to give it a 4 because it's intriguing me to go forward, but it doesn't give much to latch onto. It's more of the I want to see what's going on forward. Strong. Let's go forward with it. Onward, we have the characters, which we don't know our character, his name and whatnot. You do have basically Huggy Wuggy. The toys are orphans. Yeah, that's one of the theories. The orphans are the toys. Which is more explored in 2, I think. And hopefully 3 and whatnot, it goes on to see that progress. But the characters, you have the warehouse workers. You have the main guy, Elliot Ludwig, who you see a few times and hear a few times. Stella, who's interviewed. Poppy at the end, briefly. Huggy. So overall for characters, there's not much to them, but they do add a lot to the story and giving us what's going on. And a lot of the stuff is for, like, fuel fodder, or theory fodder, as I like to call it. Where we don't know much about these characters, but what they're saying progresses farther into more of the story that we don't have yet. So overall for characters, again, I'm going to give it a 4, because they are leading me down a path to want to see more. I want to see more of these characters, and interact with them and see what's going on. And Huggy was terrifying, but he didn't really speak much. We don't know much about him besides the one plaque and whatnot. Anyways, location or setting. The location setting is very beautiful and very nice. It's colorful. You go into some back rooms. There's the puzzle elements and whatnot. The self-made make a friend thing where it does it on its own. You just have to input some stuff. Barely. And then some stuff about the orphans that we see later. So overall for story, our area again is very nice. It's giving you a picture. Again, later on in the chapter 2 and further, it gives you more area and a lot more to go for. But for a first chapter to bring you into it, it's again very strong. The areas look nice. It looks like, yeah, this is a working place. It's really big. So just going off of chapter 1, you don't know what's going on. It's really big for what it has, but it makes more sense as you go on and see chapter 2, 3, and whatnot. So overall, for location again, I'm going to give it a 4 because it really did a well job showing everything. The frickin' vent chase was infuriating as all heck.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, it was good. It was a solid area to work in. I could see how stuff worked. Kind of. It kind of has... It does have the little thing of, we'll put the wiring here to do a puzzle just because we're going to do a puzzle, not because it works with this area. Which a lot of games do that, where they add in things that don't make sense to the area or plot, but they make sense for playing it. So again, 4 for the area, because it does look nice and whatnot. And I'm really excited to see what more we explore in this place. And even Poppy's room we went into at the end was very beautiful and nice in other words. Yes, yes. And lastly, I want to talk about the mechanics, which are you have the basic mechanics of just running, crouching, jumping, but this game does something very interesting in giving you a grapple mechanic with hands, where you can grab stuff, pull stuff, and all stuff. Good game overall. Yes. And that's where I think 4 out of 10. Oh, I think it's a little better than 4 out of 10. Chapter 2 really... Anyways. I think if you didn't have the hand thing, the game wouldn't have done so well, been so memorable and whatnot. But those mechanics really elevate it. And especially, like I said, in Chapter 2, which we'll get to and whatnot. But yeah, so you have them. They can push buttons, pull things from a distance. You can grab things from a distance. It really does. It is good and whatnot. So I'm going to give it again. I'm debating whether to give it a 3.5 or 3.5 or 4. No, let's give it a 4 because the hands do add the grabbing thing from a distance, pulling levers, pulling things to you from a distance, as well as the one puzzle there. So overall, shocker of shocks, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. It's overall, the story is intriguing and wants me to go more. The characters are interesting and again want me to lead more. The mechanics of the hand things are interesting and want me to lead more. They are really well done and work with it. In the between the environment, the threat of Huggy Wuggy, and just everything, it is a really nice atmosphere they're building. A very beautiful layout and a beautiful mechanic that I can't wait to see what goes on in 2 and 3, which I've seen 2. 2 really elevates the thing, so I think, yeah. But we'll get to that. So overall, Poppy Playtime, I give a 4 out of 5 for my own personal opinion. It was good. I recommend playing it, just not getting into the controversy that they've had in the past, and hopefully they go further than just that, because that was, I think, a bad mistake they did, but I think they've learned from that, as a lot of people have. But anyways, thank you, my fuzzies, for watching this quick review and Poppy's Playtime, and I'll see you anytime. Take care. Nope. And then definitely FNAF without the flashlights. I think it's a little more than FNAF. It's done its own, like I've said a few times, it's done its own to relevate itself. Anyways, bye.